Oh yeah, what up? This is my Q&A for this week. The first question comes from Rick Model Martel. He asks, I think superstars like Shelton Benjamin, Elijah Burke, Carlito, and Kenny Dykstra are all great pieces of talent. My question to you is, where do you see them in the near future? Definitely with Shelton Benjamin being put on the SmackDown brand now, hopefully they'll use him well and not completely bury him. I could see him and MVP having a good feud, or either him and Harry Smith, they could have very good matches too. Elijah Burke's going to probably stick in the role where he is now, being the most underutilized WWE talent, and I don't know why WWE isn't using him, because he has a good look to him. He has great mic skills. He can definitely get heel heat very well. And, he's a very good wrestler, and he's basically a complete package, and WWE is not using him or even trying to use him. That's the sad thing of it. As far as Carlito pretty much is going to be probably buried on the SmackDown brand now, especially with Triple H being on there. Don't be surprised if Triple H has a few matches with him, and just like a lot of other talent Triple H has buried, he'll probably bury Carlito just for the comments he's made. But I don't know, it could go a different way, because so far, Carlito hasn't really been getting any punishment, it looks like, as far as what he's doing on TV. And as far as Kenny Dykstra is one of those talents that probably whenever WWE has a next, releasing of a lot of talent, it wouldn't surprise me him to be on that list, because he's not that good of a talent. And WWE, for some reason, the only Spirit Squad member they actually kept on TV was Kenny Dykstra or Kenny Doan, whichever one you want to refer to him as. And they didn't keep Johnny Jeter, which actually is the one Spirit Squad member that could actually wrestle and was actually good from some of the OVW footage I have seen of him. Next question is from ROH for Life 91. Do you think it will be good for WWE to put all their cruiserweight wrestlers or talent that isn't be used right on the ECW brand? For example, Carlito and London and Kendrick. This could have been a good thing. Obviously, now it's even worse that it looks like London and Spanky are broken up. Spanky's going to be stuck on SmackDown. London's still on Raw. Hopefully, it might do something with Lance Cade and Paul London on Raw, and Carlito's on SmackDown. But I do think this would have been a good thing for WWE to do, is put some of the talent that isn't being used right properly on the ECW brand, because it's kind of a developmental TV show. So, the talents that WWE feels like they're not quite delivering enough to be on Raw and SmackDown, put them on this show. Bring up some guys from OVW. I like to definitely see Colt Cabana on there. And, Matt Sydal, he's doing some pretty good stuff on there. So that's the one thing I think the ECW brand needs to be, is be more of a developmental territory, which it somewhat is and somewhat isn't. And don't just put people on there like the giants of Mark Henry, Big Show, and Kane. As far as, them, when you look away from them, the ECW brand is not that bad. But now with the loss of Shelton Benjamin and Kofi Kingston, that's probably going to really hurt that brand, because they really don't have any name recognition on that show now. And then the next question is from AJWF Wyatt ROH. Do you think it would hurt or help ROH to get a TV deal? I think it would hurt them, because too many people are talented in Ring of Honor, and to cram them into a 1 or 2 hour time slot wouldn't be enough time, but a TV slot like AAA in Mexico would work. Definitely, I think Ring of Honor needs TV, and they need TV at least sometime within the next year and a half. By the end of 2009, if they don't have a TV deal, they need to really rush to get one. Right now, they're okay without it. They're doing okay with the pay-per-view deal they got right now, but definitely they need it sometime in the near future. But a lot of things are going to have to come through and maybe change their product. I'm not talking about what they do, but as far as how they're going to tape it and stuff. Are they going to just do TV tapings and disband the DVD selling or anything? Because that will really hurt them if they do that. And obviously, if they get a TV deal, I would say at that point you need to pretty much run live pay-per-view, and that costs a lot of money. So there's a lot of steps within the TV deal that Ring of Honor needs to look at and see if it's worth doing. If Ring of Honor, just like Gabe Sapolsky and Kerry Silkins have said about the TV deal, is look for the best one. As soon as they get a good deal, they'll go for it and work it out. And second question is, what network would you like to see them on? Channel I would like to see them on is the Versus Network. I think that would fit them well, and it would help them out. And that's kind of a just a network that hasn't been around that much, so I think it could work out for them. And it's Ring of Honor focuses more on the in-ring aspect, so being on somewhat of a sports network could work for them as an advantage, I think. Or a network like when TNA first started on TNA Impact, on the Fox Sports Network. Some people might want to say that didn't help TNA, but I do feel it did help them, at least help them get to Spike TV. So, one of those networks could work out. As far as any other networks, I'm not sure, because there's probably like some, other channels, pretty much like the cable networks. I'm not sure how many of those, want actual pro wrestling on their networks, because it's kind of hard, especially nowadays. Possibly an FX could be another route they could look at, but wrestling's not, networks really aren't looking for it that much. That's even going to be harder for Ring of Honor to get a good TV deal. And next question is from Oz TV Agent. He asked, could you go over the steroids allegation with the 10 superstars? This is referring to last year's big bust that happened with the Signature Pharmacy back after SummerSlam. Well, it was actually prior knowledge before it wasn't knowledge to us, but WWE and Vince McMahon obviously knew before SummerSlam that these talents were going to soon be showing up on this list, and WWE's going to have to suspend a lot of talents, but they waited until after SummerSlam to do any of that. And what do I think of Batista's relationship with steroids? Now let me first get on to the 10 superstars that got suspended. 10 superstars that got suspended was Gregory Helms, which was out with injury at the time, Randy Orton, John Morrison, Kennedy, which that killed off the whole Vince McMahon child angle, illegitimate child angle, Funaki, Charlie Haas, Umaga, William Regal, Edge, which just like Gregory Helms was out with injury at the time, and Simon Dean. And the thing you saw with this, you saw WWE, there was actually a few others I think that were on these lists, and WWE basically made examples out of Simon Dean and Eugene, and they fired both of them. But Randy Orton didn't get punished at all during this, and he failed a wellness test, and he popped up on these lists. At the same time, there's a Signature Pharmacy list and another list that was put out by ESPN, and Batista's name appeared only on the ESPN one, so WWE said, well, actually, Booker T, I think, was on this list. Yeah, Booker T was on this list as well, and that led to him getting suspended for 60 days, and then after that, everyone knows he popped up in TNA. So, and Batista kept on, trying to insinuate he didn't fail, he never used steroids or anything, and anyone looks at him knows that he fucking used them. So, you obviously see with Batista and Randy Orton not getting suspended or not getting even punished at all during this, you obviously see that the WWE wellness policy does have double standards. So, it's one of those things that sometimes they try to make it seem like it works, but for the most part, the WWE wellness policy is nothing more than a joke. Then next question is from, hope I got this right, I think it's Irish Ock or something, or Shock or whatever. What feud do you see next for the WWE Championship with Triple H? Well, I see John Cena probably winning the WWE title this coming Sunday at Night of Champions from Triple H, and then you'll see a John Cena versus Batista feud. As far as Triple H, I'm not sure what you're going to see, because obviously, him and Edge could have a feud. A couple other things go on. Him and Umaga could have another feud. It's going to be one of those things, depending on how long the Undertaker and Edge feud goes for the World Heavyweight title, and if Undertaker does return there, and that's the original, and that's going to be the plans. A lot of things could change. At this point, I'm not sure what Triple H is going to do, but as far, I guess, after the Night of Champions, with if Triple H keeps the title or John Cena wins the title, then we'll know more clear where it's going to go after that.